What's up, everybody? You know what it is. You know who it is. In a great way. Yeah, you know what it is. You know who it is. Sure, it's truly Dr. Eddie. Hopefully you're having a great day in a great way. What's up, family? How you doing? How you living? How's it going? What's happening? I hope you're doing well. You know it's your main man, 100 grand, your brother from another mother, Dr. Eddie. I hope you are ready. And of course, I need some big energy. Come on, drop some fire emojis in the chat. If you're happy and you know it, clap your emoji hands. Come on. I hope you're fired up. I hope you're ready to go. Let's go. Let's grow. We are in the mix at not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, but at six. And we do this each and every single weekday, Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And of course, I'm just giving you your in the mix fix. On this illustrious day, beautiful weather today, especially if you're in the D. I don't know what, let me know what city you're watching from. Let me know what city you're watching from. But in my city, I put on for my city. That'd be my hometown of Motown. It is 313 day. Yeah. Yeah. Happy 313 day. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. What up, though? Happy 313 day. Hopefully you're celebrating Detroit in whatever city you're watching from. Appreciate you showing the love. You're watching us and you tune in on In the Mix, of course, on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok. We don't stop all the way over to the YouTube side. Come on, like, comment, share, subscribe. Your timeline could be someone's lifeline. So I need you to share if you care. You're here because you care. So I need you to make sure that you share. I need you to help a brother out. Let's get the message out. I like that. Let me say it twice because it's also nice. Help a brother out. Let's get the message out. And of course, you know, my goal is to empower you to reach yours. My desire is to inspire. My assignment is to put you in alignment, even divine alignment, with your purpose. I'm a purpose pusher. And that's what I want to do. I want to push you into your purpose. I want to cause you to soar even higher. And you can do that by being a vested member of our Eagles Academy. Is where I coach, is where I teach, is where I train, is where I mentor, is where I empower you really to transform your ideas into income, increase your ideas, your impact, your influence, to grow in your business, your relationships, your personal development. Go ahead, join us right now, theeaglesacademy.com. Yes, that's right. Theeaglesacademy.com. And of course, we have an amazing session coming up tonight. You want to be a part of that? If you join right now, you'll have an opportunity to be a part of it. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be absolutely fantastic and sensational. Theeaglesacademy.com. Listen, since we're in the mix at 6, I want you to share this with at least 6 people. Come on, thumbs up it, especially on the YouTube side. Hit the thumbs up button. Yeah, Mac is telling you what to do too. You hearing it from me? You're hearing it from your main man, and you're seeing it from a Mac. Tap the thumbs up button. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Share this with at least 6 people. Tag, tweet, tell, text at least 6. Are you ready to go tonight? Come on, somebody just type let's grow. If you're ready to go, ready to grow, type let's grow. Let's go. Let's grow. We're in part 7 of World War Me, from Worrier to Warrior. I hope this series has been blessing you. I hope this series has not been stressing you. I hope this series has really been empowering you to grow through what you go through. Yeah. Let me know if you've been enjoying the series at all. Come on. Let me know if you've been enjoying the series at all. I'm serious about the series. So let me take that, rewind it back. Let me give it a little review, refresh, rehash what we talked about last. Let me recap, no cap. Of course, last time we were talking about, of course, we're in Judges chapter 6 on In the Mix, looking at Gideon being a mighty man of valor. Yeah, and oftentimes In many cases, that might have been the first time he was ever affirmed like that. He's the least in his family. He's the least, the last, the lost, the left out, the overlooked, the underserved, and the underrepresented. Many people probably saw him as a chump. God saw him as a champion. They saw him as weak. God saw him as mighty. Saw him as a boy. God saw him as a man, as an angel of the Lord appeared to him. Many people saw him as a failure. God saw his valor. Of course, valor is taken from the word, which is great courage. Valor is empowerment. Valor speaks to bravery, right? And oftentimes, what God does is that he sees in us what we don't oftentimes see in ourselves. And in this instance, he sent an angel so that Gideon could see his life from a different angle. I like that. I hope it's not a crime if I rhyme. Yeah. Gideon was spoken to by an angel who helped him to see life from a different angle. God said, "Listen, you're going to be the person who's going to bring the Midianite army. You're going to lead you're going to lead against the Midianite army of 120,000 plus. And the 32,000 men that you have with you are already too many. Yeah, 32,000 is too many. Tell 10,000 of them to go home. He's left with 22,000. Or the 22,000 have gone home. He's left with 10,000 rather. 10,000 taken down to the river, taken down to the water. Only those who lap the water like a dog were the ones who were chosen. He's left with 300. 300 against an infinite army. And here's the thing. You have to make sure that your mind is remaining in position to receive your promotion, because oftentimes, as I've said before, and I'll say it again, the greatest enemy is oftentimes the enemy. Moving from worrier to warrior is a mental shift, is a mind shift. Moving from worrier to warrior speaks to the fact that it's a battle of the mind. And here's the thing. May have $300, may have 300 followers, may have 300 members. But here's the thing, less means more. You can do more with less when you're blessed. May look like a small vision to other people. But here's the thing, that small vision can lead to greater provision. Yeah, that small vision can lead to greater provision. You got to understand this, that a cutback is not a setback. Because oftentimes what God has to do, he has to prune, he has to trim the dead weight. You can't win sometimes with a whole bunch of people. You can only win with a select few. A few that are courageous, a few that are not cowards, a few that are not worriers, but warriors. Here we go. Right? A few who understand that, listen, I got to let go of the limited beliefs. I got to let go of the stinking thinking. I got to make sure, like the ones who lap the water like a dog, that I got to understand that this is a dog fight. I got to have some dogs with me. Yeah, I got to have some dogs with me, because here's the thing. It's not the size of the dog in the fight. It's the size of the fight in the dog. And here's the thing. When you're fighting for your family, when you're fighting for your sanity, when you're fighting to maintain your identity, it ain't time to be cute. You got to fight with all your might. You have to fight the good fight of faith. You know how to fight like a dog when you've been dogged. You know how to fight like a dog when they dogged your name, when they dogged your family, when they dogged your identity, when they dogged the money that you had or lack thereof. When they dogged your church, when they dogged everything about you. You had to get to the place to where, listen, if I got to growl to get through it, I'm going to do that. If I got to bark to win this battle, it's going to bring me breakthrough. You got to have people with you. Hear me. You got to have people with you who understand this. They're willing to defend you even when you're not in a room. You got to have those type of individuals with you who say this. Listen, when they throwing dirt on your name, I'm willing to get in the dirt with you. Yeah, I'm willing to get in the dirt with you. I'm willing to have your back. Why? Because I see that you have power within you to be able to move forward. You've been through too much to give up. Time to go up. You've been through too much to give up. You have nothing to lose. Here's what you need. And let's jump into it. Let's jump into it. If you're ready, type ready. If you're ready, type ready. Let's jump into it. When we're talking about from worrier to warrior, what you need people in your life who will be down for you, not only when you're up, but when you're down. They're going to encourage you to rise up. They're going to encourage you to move up. They're going to encourage you to level up. Why? Because God has raised you up for such a time as this. And here's the thing for you in your life, you got to move from obscurity to opportunity. I'm talking to somebody who understands this, that you're too anointed to be anonymous. Just one battle away from your next level. Just one battle away from your next blessing. Just one thought away from that $1 million idea and that $1 million investment. Just one connection away from turning your contacts into contracts. Just one idea away from your ideas shifting to greater income. Gideon was a farmer. In many cases, yes, like Gideon, you may have been a farmer in the field, but God is making you a warrior on the battlefield. You may be a nurse, but here's the thing. You can't continue to rehearse your past. You just may be a teacher, but there's an author that's inside of you. God is taking you, I believe in this season for somebody I'm talking to, God is taking you from the place of what you've never done before. He's taking you to where you've never been, to do what you've never done before, to go where you've never gone before in order to receive what you've never had before. And you have to understand this, that you're going to have the victory simply because God is using you mightily. You didn't have enough people to bring you out of this battle. Your credit score didn't do this one. Your degree didn't give you this victory. Your dress couldn't get you out of this mess. Here's what you got to do. You got to take another look because wasn't even your good looks. Your car couldn't drive you out of this. Your money couldn't afford it. Your notoriety alone couldn't do it. Your clout couldn't have brought you the clarity. It was the fact that God did it, and as a result, you're going to benefit from it. Just like Gideon, when people see that God flipped the script, he leveled you up, he gave you the victory because you and God are a majority, and the verdict is always victory. People not going to be able to understand it. They're going to shake their head and won't even get it. But here's the thing, God's going to get the credit. The battle is the Lord's, but the victory is yours. They may not think that you have enough, but here's the thing, when God steps into it, it's more than enough. Why is that? One can chase 1,000, two can chase 10,000. When it was, here it is, when it was time for the battle and the 300 men shouted, here's the thing, it didn't sound like 300. This is what it sounded like. It sounded like a 32,000 person army. Matter of fact, when the 300 shouted, it sounded like 120,000. Yeah. Look at it in Judges chapter 6. Yeah. When the 300 shouted, it matched the sound of the army, and the army fled, the Midianite army. You got to understand this. In this particular season of what it is that you go through, praise is your primary weapon. Praise is your primary weapon to win. Here's what God did in the text. The Lord amplified the army to scare off the enemy. Somebody just type a sound of victory. Yeah, a sound of victory. Sound of victory is coming out of your valley. Despite the weapons of mass distraction, there's victory coming out of your valley. Sound of victory is going to cause you to move from a worrier to a warrior. Why? Because here's what praise does. Praise enlarges God, but it confuses the enemy. Let me talk to the leader in you. Let me talk to the leader who I'm talking to today. Let me talk to the leader who's looking at me. It's time for you to locate the leader in you. If only you knew, hear me, that you were a mighty man of valor. If only you knew that you were a mighty woman of valor. If only you knew that there's a champion inside of you. Somebody just type the word champion. Champion. I'm talking to some champions right now. If only you knew that there was a champion inside of you. If only you knew that you really have victory over depression. You change your confession. Let me talk to you. Yeah. if only you knew you had victory over depression, you change your confession. Why? Because you're a champion. And here's what it is. It's up to you to realize that you're already a champion. It's up to you to realize that you're already healed. It's up to you to realize that your purpose will be fulfilled. It's up to you to realize that there's a leader inside of you. It's up to you to realize and recognize the mighty man of valor, the mighty woman of valor. It's up to you to realize that greatness is in your DNA. It's up to you to realize that you're already victorious. It's up to you to realize that you're already an overcomer. It's up to you to realize that you're already successful. It's up to you to realize that you don't have to doubt. You have to believe. You have to walk by faith into where it is that you desire to be. Here's the thing. Too often what we're doing is we're allowing these self-esteem snipers, these mental missiles, and these landmines to overtake our mind. We're talking about World War Me. We're talking about the artillery that we need. We're also talking about the weapons in many cases that are formed against us, but they're not going to prosper. We're dealing with a lot of times. Remember, I told you the battlefield is of the mind. It's what's between your ears that's going to make a difference. Because hear me, you don't conquer what's around you until you conquer what's within you. Too often we're dealing with all kinds of self-esteem snipers and mental missiles and landmines of our mind. Your mind is a minefield. Your mind has oftentimes become a battlefield, but you got to break through that battlefield. You got to break through all those deleterious thoughts about why it won't work. You got to quiet the noise that is in your mind. You got to evict all those negative thoughts, all that stinking thinking. Why? Because thoughts become things. And what it's time to do, it's time to wage war. It's time to win the war from within. Somebody just type win from within. Somebody just type win within. You will win when you overcome that trial or trauma. You will win when you overcome all those trials that seek to torpedo your truth. You will win when you stop grappling with the grenades of gaslighting. You stop being beguiled by guerrilla warfare. Here it is. It's time for you to start showing up for you. Can't go up until you show up. Can't level up until you show up. It's time for you to start showing up for you. Why are you missing in action? Why are you MIA when it comes to you working your purpose? Why do you only show up to procrastinate, but you don't show up to work your purpose? Oh, when it's time to procrastinate, I know where to find you. But when I'm looking for you to be in your purpose field to fulfill your purpose, I can't find you in the daytime with a flashlight. Why are you MIA? missing in action. If you're going to be MIA at all, it ought to be putting your mission in action. And here's what you got to stop doing. Stop waiting for permission to execute your mission. God already gave you the green light. I'm honking the horn. If I'm behind you and we're in traffic, you're sitting at a green light, move. Somebody just type move. Move out of sadness. Move out of depression. Move out of stinking thinking. Move out of low self-esteem. Stop sitting at green lights, running red lights. Oh, I know what. Yeah, red is your favorite color because you love red flags. You love red lights. You entertain red flags. You don't entertain green flags. You keep sitting at green lights. You're skeptical of green lights and green flags, but you embrace red ones? Make it make sense, please. Come on, I'm here to honk the horn so you hear. Move. You're not waiting on God. He's waiting on you. With all that talent you got, with all them gifts you got, with all the testimonies that you have, and you keep making excuses. Angel Lord showing up to you, telling you a mighty man of valor, and you looking around like you talking to me? Come on. I'm talking to a Gideon here. I'm talking to the Gideon in you. Come on, stop being MIA. If you're gonna be MIA, put your mission in action. Beep, beep. Who got the keys to the Jeep? Vroom. Come on. 0 to 100 real quick. Crossing enemy lines in your mind because you lose, here it is, by friendly fire. I remember some years ago, this athlete by the name of Plaxico Burress. I believe he was playing for the New York Giants. He was a hometown hero. Played at Michigan State football. Plaxico had a gun one particular night while going to the club. What Plaxico did, he shot himself. It was either in the leg or in the foot. Had a gun on him. I don't know if he had a CPL or not. But Plaxico shot himself. He injured himself by, here it is, friendly fire. And here's the thing. Whenever you move into a place of stinking thing, whenever you move into a place of doubt and unbelief, whenever you start overthinking, isn't it interesting? You never overthink a good idea. You never overthink the plan that worked. Very rarely do you. You never overthink the positive thought, but you overthink the negative one. Negativity oftentimes has you overthinking. And as a result, here's what you do. You shoot yourself in the foot. Yeah, you shoot yourself in the foot whenever you tell yourself why it won't work. You shoot yourself in the foot simply because of friendly fire when you lose your faith. Here's what you do. You exact injury. You exact personal injury on yourself. Stinking thinking is friendly fire. Internalizing people's opinions that now become your prison. Friendly fire. Stop allowing the enemy to ambush your anointing. Because here's what it is. God's word is really the artillery to fight the good fight of faith. That's what it is. Stop allowing the enemy to ambush your anointing by all the reasons why it's not going to work. You got your own artillery. Weapons of our warfare, are not carnal, but mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds. I got to have the sword of the Spirit, the shield of faith, my helmet of salvation, feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace, loins girded about with truth. Got to have the sword of the Spirit. Here's the thing. I have nothing for my back, though. Why are you running? Why aren't you walking by faith? Why aren't you facing everything and rising? That's what fear should be. Versus facing everything and running. You have nothing for your back simply because you weren't created to run from a situation. You weren't created to run from the enemy. You weren't created to run from opposition. You weren't created to run from calamity. You were created to square your shoulders up. You were created to face your fears. You were created to move into a place to where it says, listen, knockdown is not a knockout unless I stay down. I'm getting back up again. A champion is not the one who was never knocked down. The champion is the one who gets back up again. You got to have some dog in you. Come on. Not the size of the dog in the fight, size of the fight in the dog. That's what it's about. One thing I realized is quickly by a show of emoji hands, how many of us have a push to start button car? Yeah. How many of us have a push to start button car? Listen, if you got a car where you still got to put the key in the car, I ain't no judgment here. I just want to know who has a push to start button car. I was in my car today, coming out of the store. Something just dawned on me today. Getting into the car, getting ready to move on to my next destination. And I had to realize this. I said to myself, you know what? Whether I realize it or not, I have faith that when I push the button to start the engine, I expect to accelerate out of my park situation, whether I realize it or not. I have faith that when I press the start button, that my car is going to operate. And not only just operate, it's going to accelerate me out of my park situation. Here's what you ought to have. You ought to have the same faith that when you pray, that when you push, here it is, push, pray until something happens. Somebody just type the word push. Come on, family, type push. Family, type push. You ought to have that same faith that when you pray, when you push in prayer, pray until something happens, praise until something happens, prepare until something happens. When you push in prayer, that here it is, a divine acceleration in the spirit that shifts you out of your situation into a new dimension. Yeah. Why? Because here it is. Just like I was sitting in my vehicle, prayer is a vehicle. Since you don't want to talk to me, I'm gonna talk to me. I like that. Since you don't want to talk to me, I'm gonna talk to me. Because I had to talk to me through some situations. I had to talk me through some trials. I ain't scared to talk to me if you don't want to talk to me. Because I found the answer within me. Greater is he that's within me. Come on. Prayer is your vehicle. That when you push in prayer, it's like a start to push button on your vehicle that moves you into a place of acceleration. And acceleration moves you into a greater place of a new dimension. Who am I talking to? Yeah. Who am I talking to? Prayer is a weapon. Listen, if you're going to worry, don't pray. And if you're going to pray, you might as well not even worry. Prayer should make you a warrior, not a worrier. Well, God, if you can show enough work this thing on out, I'd really be glad. Come on. If no, I believe all things are possible. What, what did what did what did Jesus say to the father of the demoniac son? After the father said to Jesus, "If you can do anything," Jesus said to him, I love how Jesus play on words. Yeah, Jesus gonna give you a riddle for sure. Riddle me that. Riddle me this. Man said, if you can just do it, anything. Jesus said, if you can just believe all things. Come on. You got to believe. Got to believe. Faith should be invigorated in prayer. Come on, when I'm in prayer, I ain't scared. Post prayer, I shouldn't be scared. You going into prayer like a cat, but you ought to be coming out like a lion. I ain't lying. Lion queen, lion king. Come on. Why? Because I'm connected to the Lion of Judah. If you don't realize this, if you don't realize it, it is Women's History Month. Come on, every queen, drop a crown in the comment section. Every king who loves our queens, drop a crown. If you don't realize it is Women's History Month. And of course, we have to give a sincere salute. We have to give a sincere shout out to all the women who have made a difference, but also all the women who are making a difference. Queens of quality, queen, quintessentially unique, empowering everyone naturally. Shout out to all the phenomenal women. Woman means wonderfully orchestrating magnanimous achievements naturally. If you don't have queen, can we put that up there? Dear Queen, you want to get that book. If you don't have woman, you want to get that book as well. Dear Queen, not only is just one particular book, it's two books. Volume 1, Volume 2. Yeah. Dear Queen. Woman, wonderfully orchestrating magnanimous achievements naturally. It's a book that you need to put into your library. It's a book that you need, here it is, to add to your arsenal, to your artillery. A book for all of our queens, a book for all of our women and the men who love them. It's Women's History Month, so shout out to all the women who, of course, have made a difference and who are making a difference. Not only just celebrating history, but also making history. And here's the thing about me. Undoubtedly, what I am is a sports enthusiast. I am a sports aficionado, unlike any other, and I have been ever since I was a boy. One of my fondest memories was watching the NCAA tournament, and we're right around the corner for that. And watching clips, highlights of the Duke versus Kentucky game. Christian Laettner hits a shot to win the game, and the place goes insane. At the buzzer, I was hooked. I was hooked. But here's one thing I realized, and here's a question I got for you. Have you been watching college women's basketball? One thing about college women's basketball is on fire. Drop some fire emojis for women's basketball. Yeah. Drop some fire emojis for women's basketball. Women's basketball is lit. I can hardly name any of the guys in men's basketball. Still can't wait for the tournament, though. But I sure can name some of the amazing leading ladies who put on an absolute show and they ball out. They're worth the price of admission through the turnstiles. When you say the names like Flaw J. Johnson of LSU, when you talk about who people oftentimes compare Steph Curry to her to Steph Curry, Caitlin Clark of Iowa, leading scorer in the history of the NCAA. We think about Paige Beckers of UConn. Think about Juju Watkins. I like that name. Juju Watkins. So nice I had to say it twice. Of USC. Think about, of course, Angel Reese. Went viral on social media within the last year. Angel Reese of LSU. Got to give props, salute, celebration to Dawn Staley, coach of South Carolina, who in many cases just led her team to back-to-back undefeated seasons. It gets chippy in these women's games. It gets very physical. There's hard-nosed defense, fundamental basketball, just an all-out love for the game that can just be felt through your TV screen. That can be felt through when you're watching on social media. Dare I say, something that the NBA game is missing. What happened to the game I love? For those of you who say, well, you can't compare the two. Oh, yes, you can. Because here it is. The game of basketball is the game of basketball. No matter where it's played or who's playing it. Like Herm Edwards said, you play to win the game. Don't play if you're not going to play the right way. Why? Because here it is. There's got to be a warrior type of spirit that's on the inside of you. Here's the thing. What I recognize about these women in the NCAAs, what I recognize about women in women's basketball is this. These women are fighters. What do they have? They have a passion for the game. And here's my question to you. What are you willing to fight for? What are you willing to fight through? When you're facing all these opponents, when in many cases people are shooting at you, shooting at your self-esteem, shooting at your emotional intelligence, shooting at the trauma, triggering you. There's the shooting. Chipping away at who it is that you are. Is there a warrior or is there a worrier that's on the inside of you? Come on, I got to tap into my warrior intelligence. And my warrior intelligence tells me this, that God didn't bring me this far to only bring me this far. My warrior intelligence tells me this, according to Romans 12, verse 2, that I can't be conformed. I got to be transformed by the renewing, here it is, of my mind. Because World War Me is about overcoming the enemy mentally. That's what it's about. The greatest enemy is oftentimes the inner me. And if I can overcome me, here it is, just like Gideon. Doesn't matter if there's 120,000 troops out there of a Midianite army. 300 is a majority. Because here it is, before he ever beat 120,000, he had to first defeat the doubt that was internal. Can I beat the enemy internally? If you can beat the enemy internally, don't matter what you're dealing with or who you're dealing with externally. Nothing gets better on the outside until it first gets better on the inside. What are you doing to maximize your mindset? What are you doing to shape and sharpen your skill set? What are you doing to heal your heart set? Hmm? What are you doing to find serenity in your soul set? What are you doing to build your tool set? Why? In order so that you can be an asset in any environment. And you can't be an asset in any environment, hear me, until you're first an asset to yourself. Too many of us are liabilities to our own selves. Liability because of self sabotage. Liability because of the trauma and the triggers that you continue to rehearse. Liability because you have not moved into the awareness of emotional intelligence and the awareness of emotional maturity. Liability to yourself because you have not fine tuned your relational intelligence, your spiritual intelligence. That's why there's no transformation. You're always conformed. You're never transformed because you refuse to embrace the warrior in you. And you allow the worrier to take a hold of you. Come on, stop worrying about finances. Stop worrying about what people said about you. Stop worrying about the future. Stop worrying presently. Stop worrying about the past that you can't change. What am I going to do? I'm going to seize the moment. And when I seize the moment, I'm going to own it. Somebody just type own it. Come on, own it. Own it. Own the purpose that you've been given. Own the talent that you have. Own the gift. Own it. Why is it so electric in women's basketball? Because when the girls step on the floor, they own it. When you're in the battle, own it. When it's negativity, own the positivity. You gotta own it because there's greatness that's within you. Hear me. It's time to grow your greatness. It's time to grow your greatness. I can't wait for the amazing session tonight that we're going to have in our Eagles Academy taking place. You want to be a part of it. You can be a part of it by going right now and registering to be a member of our Eagles Academy. Go ahead there right now. You say, where do I go? I'm so glad you asked. Go to the eaglesacademy.com. It's time to, as I said before, maximize your mindset, sharpen your skill set, hone in on your heart set, tap into your tool set and build it. Lock in with me. Yeah, so that we can unlock the greatness that's on the inside of you. Eagles members, come on, drop some emoji Eagles in the chat. That's right, Bree. Yeah, Rachel G, own it. Come on, theeaglesacademy.com. Go there right now. As you lock in with us, I'm telling you, you're going to unlock your purpose. You're going to unlock your next level. You're going to unlock the level of your emotional intelligence, of your relational intelligence, of your multiple intelligences. Yeah, because life is multi-layered. Life is multifaceted. I got to approach it not one-dimensionally, but multidimensionally. Why? Because you're multidimensional. It's time to grow in the areas, of course, of increasing your ideas, your impact, and your influence. It's time to grow in the areas of healing from the trauma and the triggers in your life. It's time to grow in the areas of the healing in your heart, of leveling up in your business, building a blueprint for your greatness, growing in your relationships, in your connections. Remember, I told you, you don't just soar as high as your dream, you soar as high as your team. You want to get around a team of individuals who recognize the value in you, who want to empower you to soar through what it is that you go through. Transformation doesn't happen around you. I need you to hear me. Transformation will not happen around you until it first happens within you. Let me say it twice because it's also nice. Transformation will not happen around you until it first happens within you. Come on, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok. Come on, like, comment, share, subscribe. Come on, YouTube. Hit the thumbs up button. Come on, you know this. You know tonight has been good food for thought. Tonight, I just more than just good food for thought. I've been giving you some soul food. Things don't get better around you until they first get better within you. How do I do that? I got to have strategy, structure, solutions, systems. What I love about a system is this. A system is defined as saving yourself time, energy, money. You owe it to you to develop your identity. You owe it to you to get into a place where people want to see you win. Why? Because a win for you is a win for them too. You owe it to you to get out of the cage, because here's the thing. If you think you got supporters in a circle and they don't support you, you don't have a circle, you have a cage. You need to get in a circle of supporters. You need to get in a circle of people who want to see you level up. They want to see you go up. They want to see you grow up to the next level. Time to increase your ideas, your impact, and your influence. Go there right now. I know I'm talking to 7 of you. There's at least 7 of you as we've been talking about part 7. It's a celebration as you join, as you see the balloons popping. Yeah. There's at least 7 of you who say, listen, I need to commit to my greatness. I need to grow my greatness. Join me in the Eagles Academy. Go there right now, theeaglesacademy.com. You want to also get many of the resources that really increase your requisite skills to soar, to be your best. Again, you can join us at theeaglesacademy.com. Go also to theeaglesacademy.com/store. Yeah, go there. The bestseller book blueprint. I've written 16 books. I think I know a thing or 16 about a thing or 16. I can show you how to birth your book, to take it from the manuscript to the marketplace, how to write your manuscript, how to craft it, how to overcome that procrastination that keeps you stymied and stuck. Yeah, you see, these are just a few of the books as you're seeing it on the YouTube side. Time to even maximize, especially the books that you already have for those who are already authors. Get the strategies to put your books into the hands of people who are waiting for you to show up. You also want to get my successful speaker strategies. Bestseller book blueprint, you can get that at accessidentity.org/author. You can also get it at theeaglesacademy.com/store. You can get the successful speaker strategies to where you understand that compensation and communication are interconnected. Whatever you're building, you can build it better if you use better words. Got to grow in the area of communication. Here's the thing. You're going to communicate for the rest of your life. You want to develop in that area. Because here it is. It's going to affect your relationships. I'm not just talking about you speaking on a stage. Some of us may never do that. But here it is. How do you build on the stage of your relationships? How do you build on the stage of your coworkers? How do you build on the stage in the boardroom? How do you connect? Are you connecting when you're communicating? Miscommunication comes from the level of not connecting when you're communicating. You want to grow in that area. Successful speaker strategies can be found at accessidentity.org/speaker, as well as theeaglesacademy.com/store. So many resources out there. Check out my TED Talk. You want to check that out? 2 free resources as well. You can download my free ebook called More in 2024, How to Become More, Make It Your Best Year Yet. You can also get The Art of Communication, which is another free digital video, training, resource that you need in your arsenal. Go ahead and get that as well. I hope you got something from this. There's more in store. I feel part 8. And I feel like part 8 is going to be great. I don't think I've ever gone past part 8. I don't know if it's going to go to part 9. I'm not sure. But whatever it is, it's going to go and be in divine time. Come on. If you know you're not a worrier, but you're a warrior, just type warrior. Come on, type warrior. King warrior for my brothers. Queen warrior for my sisters from another mister. For my brothers from another mother. Come on. King warrior. Queen warrior. Type warrior. Listen, we're out of time, but we're not out of truth. But like a great rapper by the name of Tupac Shakur said, there's no way I can pay you back. But my plan is to show you that I understand. I want you to know that you are appreciated. So, of course, as I always say, I want to thank you for rocking with me. I want to thank you for riding with me. I want to thank you for rolling with me. Why? Because that's just how we roll. How we roll. And we roll each and every single weekday, Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we do this right here on the digital airwaves of Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok. We don't stop. As you're here on the YouTube side, I need you to make sure that you hit a thumbs up. Come on, tap the thumbs up button. Tap the thumbs up button. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Hit the notification bell. When you hit the notification bell, I guarantee you all will be well. Simply because you're going to get all the updates whenever I'm dropping new content. Connect with me on social media. I'm on all the social sites. Put my name in there. Spell it right. At EddieConnorJr. EddieConnorJr. Y'all keep showing love. And you know, I'm going to keep showing up. If I can help you, if I can serve you in any way, holler at a brother. Let me know. Invite me to speak at your event, your church, your conference, your school, your college, your workshop, your session, whatever it is. Reach out. Let me know. Yours truly, Dr. Eddie, your main man, 100 grand, your brother from another mother. Family, it's been fun. But you know a brother got to run. It's been a privilege and a pleasure, a treat and a treasure, a joy beyond measure. But I want you to remember, warrior, to keep the faith and believe it's going to be bigger, better, and brighter. Peace and love. Keep soaring higher. Hey, it's yours truly, Dr. Eddie. Listen, don't you want to level up in your life? Don't you want to actually dominate this year? You need strategy, you need structure, you need solutions. If you're going to level up in your relationships, you're going to identify your brand identity. If you're going to identify your identity, this is your year to become more. This is your year to do more. I'm telling you, this is the time to grow your greatness. You need to be in a secure environment, in a community that really cares about your growth, that wants to enhance it, wants to push you in a place of not just information, but transformation for your application. I'm telling you, you don't just go as far as your dream, you go as far as your team. Join our team. Become a part of the Eagles Academy. Go right now. The EaglesAcademy.com. When you get there, tap the join now button and become a member of this amazing academy with so many amazing people, locally and globally, who understand that their network determines their net worth. They want to soar into success and purpose. I can't wait to see your face in our digital space. Go right now. The EaglesAcademy.com. Yeah.